Welcome back to an audience of one by JannahVersity, in which we deliver spiritually uplifting and motivational content to individuals who need a reminder that they have worth and value and a gift that they need to share with the world once they realize their true potential. And that no matter how many mistakes they've made, that it's never too late to make today the day that you change the rest of your life. You've put in a lot of work towards improving yourself. At this point, you've made a lot of progress. Yes, you're not done yet. In fact, you're not even close to being where you want to be, but you're definitely better off than where you were several months ago and definitely years ago. Looking back, you were lost. You had no idea what it was that you were doing or what you were supposed to be doing. The best way that you could describe how you felt was that you had fallen into an abyss so dark that you didn't know which direction was up, down, left, right, north, or south. You had this overwhelming feeling of being lost and having no indication as to what action you could take to get yourself to where you needed to go. The only thing that you could have been certain of was that wherever you were wasn't where you wanted to be, and it was a lonely place, because the darkness always is. Since then, especially if you've been taking seriously all of the steps that we've been talking about, or even if you've been adhering to only some of them, you've definitely made progress, and that's something you should be proud of, because a lot of people never make it out of where you've been. But if you're being honest, you're still dabbling with the process. Give us a percentage, like really, how hard are you going? 50%? 30%? 25? How exhausted are you of putting in non-stop, constant hours of straight up work towards improvement of yourself and towards the progression of your goals? Honesty isn't always welcome because the truth is usually a bitter pill to swallow. So yeah, you've been taking steps in the right direction, just slow steps and stutter steps. And look, I'm not trying to put you down. This is just a conversation between me and you, which is really just a conversation with an audience of one. So there's no one outside of this conversation whose opinion matters at all. So there's no reason for us to lie to one another. You've been making progress, you've been taking steps, but it's time you started to run. Let's just cut the nonsense and call it like it is. It's almost like you're afraid to succeed. There's a part of you that likes all of those things that have held you back. Maybe you don't want to dive back in 100% like the old days. Maybe a little. Maybe you want to drink or smoke or get high, just recreationally. You want to eat whatever you want, at least on the weekends or holidays or parties. You think, I'd like to be able to break the rules every once in a while. Let loose every once in a while, give in every once in a while, let off the gas a little bit. But at the same time, deep down inside, you know that that doesn't mix with success. So you have this internal battle going on where you're asking, do I really want success? Maybe I could be okay with mediocre plus a little bit of fun. Part of it is that you're still afraid to fail because you're not sure how would you handle the situation if you did go all out and still failed. Because at this point, you've put in a good amount of work, regardless of how much more is required to get to where you really want to be. You've had a taste of what success might require, and it's a lot. It is a relentless amount of work. So what if you put in all that work and you cut out all the nonsense and you still failed? You think that would be too devastating for you to accept? I mean, imagine the amount of sacrifice you would have to make in terms of effort, time, relationships, money, pleasure, only to still fail? That would suck. That would really suck. And if that happens, could you handle it? Or would you just spiral right back out of control? So you have this internal dialogue where you're only 10 miles into a 100-mile race and you're starting to feel it and you're asking yourself, do I have it in me to win? Do I have it in me to even finish? And if I'm not going to finish, do I really want to keep running this race? Or maybe that's just an excuse you use in your mind because the mind is a maze that few are capable to navigate. And your mind is telling you to quit because your mind, your body, and your spirit is tired. And you're still at the early stages of this race and you're starting to realize the amount of effort needed to finish. And you think, if I put in all that work and still fail, will I be able to handle taking that loss? Are these thoughts of the fear of failure real? Or is it that you're actually just afraid of the work? You're afraid of the work that it's actually going to take to be successful because you're doing a lot of work right now. And to be honest, it sucks. You're putting in countless hours into your projects. You feel like you need 36 hours in a day and 9 days in a week in order to accomplish everything that you need to accomplish. And that's if you're running on 4 hours of sleep. You're trying to find time to exercise. You're trying to find time to stretch. You're trying to find time to do mobility exercises. You're trying to find time to train. You're trying to find time to read. You're trying to find time to write. You're trying to find time to record. You're trying to find time to edit. You're trying to find time to manage social media accounts. You're trying to find time to start your business. You're trying to find time to develop your projects. You're trying to find time to develop your skills. You're trying to find time with your spouse. You're trying to find time with your children. You're trying to find time just to take a moment to breathe. And you're trying to find time to make money so that this whole thing doesn't come crashing down. You're putting in a lot of work right now and you're not seeing the results. Yeah, there's a little bit of improvement here and there. You're moving the needle, just not as much as you'd like to see the needle moved in order for it to motivate you to dig deeper and to keep going. Because it's not to the extent that makes you feel like you're really getting closer to actualizing your goals. So there's a growing part of you that just wants to say F it. You're at that point in your journey where everything is starting to hurt, but you're not seeing the results. And for that reason, you're starting to let the thoughts of reevaluating your goals creep into your mind because there's a part of you that just wants to eat your dessert. You just want to get that ice cream and a bag of chips and Netflix and chill, and then you want to sleep in. You want to indulge in all the things that you know are harmful. You're like, at least it would feel good and take the edge off to get buzzed or high. You want to do some of those things that although they may be detrimental to the goal, but at least you'd be having fun, right? And you're not having fun right now. Right now, you're trying to put 20 pounds of activity in a 10-pound bag and it's bursting at the seams. You're starting to get stressed and you feel like you're just spinning your tires. And it's not for a lack of effort. Like you've got your foot on the gas, but you're just spinning out. So because of all of this, the idea of quitting crosses your mind from time to time. But at the same time, you've come a long way. So you're not broken anymore. It's just that you probably didn't realize how bad of a condition you were in or how far off being who you want to be that you were. So there's this battle going on in your mind where you're saying to yourself, man, something's got to give. I'm busting my ass here and I'm not seeing the results. And this process is painful. And what I am seeing is how much work is actually going to be required to even sniff success, never mind achieve it. And it puts you in doubt of what you're doing. But at the same time, you know you don't want to go back to where you were. And what this results in is instead of quitting, you're just half-assing it. Are you really cutting out all the distractions? Have you stopped wasting time doom scrolling through social media? Have you cut out all the unnecessary streaming of movies and shows, even on the weekends? How much sports entertainment do you feel you can justify? How many news stories do you think that you need to continue to follow? Have you stopped eating all of that processed junk? Have you completely cut out sweets, including desserts disguised as coffee? Have you truly blocked out all the noise and unnecessary conversations? Are you waking up early in the morning without fail? Are you running every day? Are you getting in a meaningful workout? Are you completing every non-negotiable habit that you need to complete each day, even if they are the minimum requirement that you've set out for yourself? Are you nonstop from the moment you wake up to the moment you pass out, going all out? Are you really? Because if you're being honest with the only person who matters in this equation, you know that you're leaving a lot on the table and there's more in the gas tank. If you're going to give yourself a grade based on your effort, what would you give yourself? If you were brutally honest, how much more are you doing that isn't contributing to your success that you can cut out of your life? And where you're putting in effort, what level of effort are you putting forth? Because right now your situation reminds me of somebody who keeps going to the gym and feeling the pain and soreness after those first couple of workouts and keeps quitting. They get all motivated, went to the gym, put in some heavy lifts, the whole body was sore, but obviously didn't see any instant results, questioned their commitment, made a ton of excuses, and quit. They did that year after year after year, and they're still stuck in mediocrity. Is that where you are right now? You've put in some work and it sucked? You ran a mile and your lungs hurt? You did some squats and now you're having trouble sitting down? Now you're not sure if you're all about this life, but you've put in too much work to completely quit, so you're just gonna kind of get after it? Look, your situation is actually a lot better than you think. You're not so close to the beginning as the examples that I just gave you. In fact, you're past that initial pain stage. But what you're at right now could be more likened to a plateau that most people hit at any endeavor that they go after. It's a hard place to be, but don't quit. It's at this point right now where you have to see it through. Again, you've been putting in a lot of effort, and you should be proud of the fact that you've come this far. But let's get back to the honesty we started with and acknowledge that you're crawling or walking when you need to be running or flying. I need you to go full throttle. Look, if you're going to fail, let's find out, right? Like, you have goals. And a man without goals is all but dead. So you're alive right now because you've got goals. You have aspirations, and they're ones worth living and fighting for. And yes, it's possible that you're going to fail. And that's because your goals are big goals. But big goals that are scary are the only ones worth attempting because they have the greatest rewards. So yes, it's scary, and it's possible that you're going to fail. But if you're going to fail, let's be certain of it. Because the only way that you're going to be certain that you have failed is if you've exhausted every possible option and avenue of effort. And if that's what we need to do to find out, then let's find out quickly. Maybe you're not going to be a top athlete. Maybe you'll never win a fight. Maybe you'll never write the book. Maybe you'll never start your institute. Maybe you'll never get recognized. Maybe you'll never have any followers. Maybe you'll never start that business, or maybe it never makes any money. Maybe you'll never complete that race. Never mind win it. Maybe you'll never get that job. Maybe all of these goals you've set out, you'll fail to do. But let's not waste any time in finding out, because the quicker you learn what's not for you, the quicker you can move on to that which is. Maybe your big dreams and goals are not what you're supposed to do with your life. Maybe there are other things waiting out there for you that you need to move on to. But you need to go through this process for 2 reasons. First and foremost is because maybe you'll never become successful at these things. But let's put all doubt to rest, because you know very well that there are very few pains in the world that rival the pain of what if. What if you had put in all the effort? What if you had put in the time? What if you had gone all out? Let's kill the doubt. Either way, we're going to make this happen or not, but let's kill the doubt. You're not sure if you can make this business work? Let's go all out. Put in the hours. Build relationships with your customers. Study your competition. Don't wait for the time to be right. Just start. Buy what you need to buy. Spend what you need to spend. Take that leap of faith in yourself. Put in the effort. You're not sure if you can make your website work? Let's go all out. Write the content. Record the content. Publish the content. Market the content. Every single day, nonstop, no breaks, no excuses, no rest until it either succeeds or fails. You're not sure if you can make the marriage work? Let's go all out. Stop yelling. Stop trying to win every argument. Do everything you know that makes them happy. Stop all the things you know that make them upset. Be kind, loving, and affectionate, regardless of how and if they respond or reciprocate. If it's going to fail, make it obvious that it's not for lack of effort on your part. You're not sure if you can win the fight? Let's go all out. Train every day, twice a day if you can. Work on your footwork, work on the heavy bag, work on the pads and the double end bag. Get in your work with your trainer, spar and study, and then fight. You're not sure if you can win the race? Let's go all out. Put in the hours, run the miles, stretch and work on mobility, maintain your body. Work on your tendons, get in your speed work, get in those hill runs. Go for those long runs and get in practice running through the woods at night. Make sure you're training harder than the race will ever be. You're not sure if you'll ever get that 6-pack? Let's go all out. Get down to a meal a day, cut out all processed foods. No desserts, no cheat meals, exercise, train your core, weigh yourself every day. You want to learn that language? Go all out. Start a journal in that language, get a tutor, memorize vocabulary every day, conjugate verbs every day, find language partners, go to cultural events and restaurants. Immerse yourself to the extent that you can and just get it done. You want to memorize that book? Go all out. You want to learn that skill? Go all out. You want to climb that mountain? You want to read those books? You want to buy that land? You want to build that house? Go after every single last goal that you have and absolutely be relentless. And if it isn't moving the needle towards any of those goals, then cut it out like a cancerous tumor. If you have people in your life and they're not working towards similar goals, and they're not supporting you in accomplishing your goals, and they're not immediate family, then they can wait. Miss the call, ignore the text, stay laser focused. And for once in your life, just once, go after everything it is that you want with the intensity that you know the work that that goal requires and make it a reality. You need to crush doubt. And the only way that you crush doubt is by succeeding or failing. Not by kind of putting in enough work to be better than the next guy, but not quite enough to be the best guy. You need to make this definitive. And like I said, first because you need to kill any doubt, because if you do that, you'll never have 1 ounce of regret. But second, because if you do, I think you'll be successful. And I think you will be too. Sometimes we're afraid of success because of the responsibility that comes with it. How people may look at us if we hold such a position. What that position will require of us. Because when you're a failure, or even just swimming in mediocrity, nobody's looking up to you. There's no spotlight on you. So if you screw up or falter, no one notices because, to be quite frank, no one cares. But earn that success, like it or not, people put you on a pedestal. And that can come with a lot of pressure. And like I said before, there's a part of you that's still hanging on to your vices and the things that were holding you back. We still hold on to some of the poisons that we used as crutches in order to cope with who we once were, and we think we'll still need them in the future. But we know that that won't mix with that future self, never realizing that that future self won't be in need of those crutches that we think we're dependent upon because we once were. The second reason that going all out is so important is because even if you don't succeed in any of those specific goals that you have, however unlikely that is if you truly go all out, is that I know that you will be a better person if you go all out, even if you fail, because the process that you will go through will make you a completely different person with amazing skills that you'll learn along the way. And although you'll learn some technical and hands-on or artistic or business skills throughout this process, the real skill will be the development of your perseverance and patience upon the path, because that skill is something that you can take with you and apply to everything that you wish to accomplish moving forward.